Recording in progress.
You followed Simon's message.
Hi, Simon.
Good
No, I
evening,
didn't
gentlemen.
actually. What actually happened? I was trying to be bloody smart, right? And then what happened was couldn't find the damn link.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because having got something like 1,700 emails in my inbox, I decided to sort them all out and put them into subfolders. And I couldn't bloody find it.
Well,
I thought we'd put it on Facebook and in an email. And anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been in for quite a few months.
Yes, I was going to say, lovely to see you, Mitch. Haven't seen your face for a long time.
How lucky you are. And I couldn't remember how to do it.
Really?
Well, in fact, it's very good. It's very nice to see you all. I understand. I understand we haven't got Ray today, although we actually haven't had him for a little while, have we?
No, Ray, look, we've withdrawn completely. He sent a little email about...
No, I saw that.
Yeah.
He does have his wobbles.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just part of the charm of the chap.
He said this the last time, and then he, and then he took part again, and maybe he just doesn't like this kind of connections.
No, but
right, we're waiting for Terry.
And Pickles.
And whether or not anyone responds to the email.
Yes.
Well, you never put the ID number down.
But let's face it, most people are sitting at home anyway, watching television. So.
Yeah.
Good evening, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Hi.
Hello, Ray. I didn't mention you by name. I haven't mentioned Torchy by name either. I'm fed up of mentioning Torchy's bloody name. I seem to be writing to him by the hour.
Where's Pickles? Is he not coming on?
What do you mean?
Isn't he in the Caribbean or something?
Yes, that's right.
No.
He is. Yeah, Alistair, you mean? Alistair.
No, Pickles. Branston Pickles.
Oh.
I don't understand that. It's a bit too intelligent for a...
Very good. No, he doesn't normally join.
Kath normally does.
Yeah, Kath does it for him and forces him to take part.
and he lunges on the settee.
Oh, God, yeah. He's usually lying down. I'm not quite sure what that's about. But probably having
Let me see where Terry is.
Cut or something. Yeah.
No, I gave Pat that name when he was at Buchan because at the time Branston's had a factory in Peterhead, so two just went together.
Terry's coming in. All right.
Okay. Do we have any idea what we're actually doing, Graham?
Yes. The minute Terry joins, we'll start the.
Okay, so we're not going to wait to see if a few more people come on board.
Well, I mean, if they were going to join, they would have joined because 6 o'clock was the starting time.
6 o'clock was the time. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got to read the bloody emails, Simon. You know.
Yeah.
So
right, where's Terry? Terry, come in.
As my brother-in-law would say, RTFM.
Read the.
Yes, we get it. Yeah. Right.
Right, Terry's coming in, and when Terry joins, we'll tell him it's too late.
Yeah, we'll tell him we've done it. You might at some point.
Waited.
Yeah, well, he's joining, but where is he?
In the big black hole.
Yeah.
As I was putting together the email I've just sent out, which you may not even have seen, which is I decided that I would it might be a good idea to send instructions as to how people got on here. Not that it seems to have made any difference. And whilst I was at it, I'd put the rosettes in order so that when Graham read them out, people could actually follow it on screen. And then, of course, as soon as I'd actually sent it out, I thought, oh shoot, I should have actually checked and counted to make sure they're all there. So this would be a good opportunity for me to test it. I think they are.
The other thing is, Simon, you probably got my email to say that the test you sent me last night after we spoke only arrived 12 minutes before you circulated today.
I did actually reply to you about that. I've had a nightmare couple of days with the platform that I send these things from. We've been sending to the same list of people now for about 5-6 years at least. We've been doing the emails, and they suddenly decided, as soon as I just built the email ready to go and was about to hit the button to send it, they blocked me, saying, "You've got to tell us how you get these emails. We're spam checking you." And because they're in America, a different bloody time zone. So that was wonderful. It was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and they blocked the email I had sent to you, asking you if you would just run your eye over it. And anyway, so I got through that, and we sent them copies of the scribbled notes that people give us. And I think it was yesterday morning they told me we were okay to go. And then they sent me another bloody idiotic message saying that we've observed a device, an unknown device. Now, I've got 2 laptops. They sit on this desk. They've sat on this desk and they haven't moved forever. And that's what I used to give them the stupid answers they wanted to their stupid questions. And that's what we've always used. There are no other devices, period. But I was blocked, and their email system. Anyway, so
Simon,
only
can we just begin the proceedings, and then we can go into debate?
I was just filling in the time whilst Terry got dressed.
Terry's here. Hi, Terry.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
hello,
if we
everybody.
begin with Graham's gonna sound
nice
out.
to see a fellow stormtrooper.
It's not only stormtroopers in this affair, you know. You
No,
don't have to be a stormtrooper to be here.
I know.
Graham,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead, right. Hey guys.
Well done, Graham. Good one, mate.
Okay, do you want me to read the names?
Yes, please.
Yeah. All right. Terry Bates, John Footer, Brian Ibbotson, Des Jones, Adrian Knowles, Jim Laurie, Phil Linley, Doug Pointer, Les Race, Robbie Robinson, Neil Rowbottom, Keith Setters, Ron Stevenson, George Story, James Walker, Bill Watson, not forgetting Nobby Hall, and Mo Hale. They shall not grow old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
We'll remember them.
Gentlemen, I give you toast to absent friends.
Absent friends.
Absent friends.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Graham. It was very, very good. It was a sad time when we had to say things like that, but
Yeah.
we do.
What I would say is, does anybody want to say anything about any individual particularly? For me, it was about Jim Laurie and Phil Linley, who in our room, and I didn't realise especially when Phil Linley died, that he only lived 25 miles from me in Cambridge. And had I known at that time, and I don't think at that time, Simon, the 51sters were up and running when Phil died. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I would certainly have gone to see Phil because him and I were good mates. Yeah.
I always think of Phil as the gentle giant.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Yeah, it's actually very easy, despite 55 years plus, to remember both of those people. As Graham was reading out those names, there are a couple I didn't know very well, but it's just so they just come into your head. And I see the moving article, obviously age 16.
Yeah.
I see the moving person smiling, laughing, whatever. Aged 16 or 17, they don't grow old. I mean, obviously they were older when they died than we remember them, but they don't grow old. It's remarkable.
Yeah. And Jim Laurie, remind me, Mitch, what part of Scotland he came from? Because I don't think
he came from Money Ive.
Where the bloody hell is that?
Muddy Eye.
From Frisia.
Oh, okay.
And if you ask me how I remember that, is because it was such an unusual bloody place to come from.
Yeah.
Really?
There's only one other person there.
What an outlying area?
Yeah, it's a little. It's not far from Dumfries. It's Dumfries and Galloway.
Okay.
It's
to the right of the M74.
M74.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Like so many of the guys, and I said it in my montage at the last reunion. We didn't really know at that time a lot about each other's stories, did we?
No.
And I certainly didn't know about Jim's as kids we weren't that interested. Now we would be, wouldn't we? And it's like we all. Us that are still here, we do engage with one another. How you doing? Where you living? How's it going? But when you're kids, you don't do that, do you?
Right, no. I suppose you think, well, there's not much. I suppose there wasn't much of a story. It would have all been the same, wouldn't it? Born here, went to school here, and now I'm here. So not an awful lot to go back over. But no, you're right. Apart from a couple of close friends, like. With Paul, I went home with him when my parents posted out to Kenya. He took me home down to Kent. So with Paul, I learned his home life and stuff. But no, you're absolutely right.
Sorry, Simon. That was Paul.
Oh, Haynes. Paul Haynes.
Oh, I remember Paul.
Yeah. And in fact, when you were talking about people, that are in your mind. Unfortunately, the position I'm in is that in the billet that I come from, we have the highest number, and they're all in my mind. They're all as clear as yesterday. So, Ibbotson, terrific chap. Adrian Knowles, I think you know Aid in
I do. I was going to say something about it. Yeah.
I know Aid Knowles.
Yeah. We lived in the same street, and we both had kind of wanted to leave. Had domestic home difficulties, and we joined up together. Even went camping together. When we didn't have anywhere to go during our breaks, we camped in fields, and we got all our goods stolen. And then anyway, I was always wanted to meet up with him again, only never to have had the chance, because the next moment I knew that he had passed away. So I remember him very, very clearly.
We nearly did. Nearly got him. He wanted to come, but he had cancer, and he thought he would be able to be cured. I mean, he wanted to come, and Ron went to see him at his home. So he was a close run thing, as was Les Race.
So Trevor, I know your story, but what was Adrian Knowles' story? I never knew.
Yeah,
was he from a broken home?
You've just amazed me.
No, but they were very, very. I don't know whether it was a religious thing, but he never got on. At home, he was never happy.
Okay.
And we were in married quarters, because I think he was. We were. I had just arrived in the UK. It's 1963, so I'm very new to the country. And he met up with him. He lived right at the very end of the street, and then we got on together. And then the next minute, we were going down to sign on. So we from then on went together. The only time we separated was when we were, being his name, he went to a different room and a different flight. So and from then on we got more and more apart. But when it came to the breaks of leave and all that, we joined up together, and it had the same sort of difficulty, because my mother's sort of marriage had broken down. She was going to Singapore. And we didn't have anywhere to go, because I didn't have any relatives, and he also disowned his family. Very, very awkward. I could never get down to what was difficult, because he never talked a lot. But he had a very strong character, obviously, from what he achieved, and I think he got to Wardorf. So
he got to Wardorf, and he had quite a following. I mean, when he died, there were a great many accolades for him.
Yeah,
he changed his name to. He didn't call himself Adrian. He called himself Fred.
That's right. I remember.
I'm quite sure what that was about. I'd have loved to have leaned up against the bar with him and learned how that happened.
That's got to do with his identity. He never really wanted to be associated with how he was brought up and all that. So he changed it.
So you see, they're on frustrated, because I didn't know that he made warrant officer, and he had a full career like me.
Oh, yeah, full hit career.
Yeah,
I was. And do you know what? Throughout my career, I mean, if the name Ibbotson had come up, I would have known. I never knew that. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. Yeah. It is amazing, especially given the now almost 10-year, no, not almost 10 year, 6 or 7 year journey we've been on, talking to each other all the time, and yet still there's a huge amount that's unsaid. Yeah. But no, he was really admired. He obviously grew into a very kind but firm, strong airman man. And there are stories. I was trying to dig out where I saw all this. It was on his funeral thing. People, ex-Air Force colleagues, saying how helpful he was in putting. All he wanted to do was put people on the right road, not just bollock them and make a fuss. He wanted to help them, but he had to be firm to do that. And so he was a strong man, firm man. Yeah. I mean, he was quite a ratty little chap. He was quite little. He had little man syndrome. Not very little, but he seemed to have that. But it's wonderful it was wonderful to read that about how helpful he was, how well respected he was, and the fact that he reached warrant officer.
What memories do any others have, right?
Just whilst you're talking about Adrian, I actually went to Lynham with him.
Yes, I remember him.
Yeah, and Adrian, the thing I remember about him was that just about every other week, he used to come with a new car.
Really?
Each of the cars were utter wrecks.
Sorry, who are we talking about now?
He had one of these three-wheeler.
Adrian Knowles.
Oh, we're still on Adrian.
Yeah.
And then he came with one of these three-wheeler Messerschmitts.
Ah.
and then all sorts of other rubbish. You could practically put your feet through the
Trotter
floor.
on the side, no doubt.
Oh, I love it.
And he was a bundle of fun at that point in time. But of course, we were still only 17 or 18.
Yeah,
So that was it. Yeah.
He was quite serious in the during training. He always says like me in minutes, but he wasn't serious. Graham, I'll shut up, old chap. You.
I was just interested, Simon, to hear you say that Paul Haynes took you home.
Yeah, to Kent.
I obviously felt sorry for you. Same as I felt sorry.
Exactly. My parents, more or less, exactly what Trevor's just been saying. My parents were posted to Nairobi, where they stayed for 7 years. I'd only just joined. The reason that I joined when I joined was because they couldn't work out what to do with me when they were suddenly posted to Nairobi. So I was going to stay at school and join the Air Force at 18, and the recruitment centre suggested, well, why doesn't he join at 15? He'll still get to 18. He'll be able to do his GCSE, his GCEs and all that stuff. So that's how I joined when I joined. Paul, I was in the bed next. I was in the bed next to Paul. He was on my left, and David Haynes was on my right. No, I beg your pardon. David Haynes was on my left, and Paul was one beyond him. And we struck up a friendship, as I imagine everybody did with the folks that are right by them. And I was stuck one holiday, and he took me down to Ashford in Kent to his home with his parents, which was great of him. And Emerson did the same thing, by the way, when I was in Doncaster. We were posted to Finningley together. Again, I had nowhere to go when there were any holidays, so he took me home to his home in Doncaster.
Mitch.
Yes.
What are your memories, mate, of Lost Boys? And I know, Mr. Laurie and Mr. Linley. Anything you can remember about anything, mate?
No, not really. You see, when we went into the hut to start with, there was what, 20?
Here we go.
20?
Hey.
There was 20 of us, right? And we were from all parts of the UK.
There's another one down there keeping quiet, aren't you? Someone's going to have to squeeze and get these at least and make a noise.
We were from all parts of the UK, and we had, I felt we had to get on, like it or lump it. And what we did was, of course, we went to school, we left school, and the longer we were there, the more I was thinking, hold on a minute, all these guys that were in the ATC, was it?
Yeah.
Tell me, is that right, Terry?
ATC, Air Training.
Yeah, I was in the ATC.
Air Training Corps. 1404 Chatham Squadron.
And of course, I'm going around wondering, they've all got a big advantage on me.
Yeah, it's quite right as well.
Well, because we were English and you were Scottish.
No, that's not true. Actually, Mitch would probably say that when we joined up, people couldn't understand some people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm talking about people from London and the people from
surrounded by bloody scouts
and Rochester and
Singapore.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it was just a case of getting on, and I'll always remember one episode. Our friend Mr. Hall, he bollocked me for something or picked me up for something, and when I went back into the room, I took a swipe at the locker, meaning to hit the bottom of it, where it was about an inch thick pine wood. Instead of that, I put a hole in it. And, I went, no, you'll be after me again. Mr. King, James King, jumped in and said, no, I'll say I done it.
Oh, God, Jimmy.
Jimmy, he was trying to work his ticket.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So he took the responsibility of smashing the bottom of my
Really?
hole.
Yeah. Did he get punished for it, or?
See,
I can't remember. I think it was another tick in the box of let's
Oh,
get
right.
rid of him.
Yeah.
see, even then there was that camaraderie. Wasn't there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the reason we all had our own agendas, you know,
Yeah,
the reason we had to get on with
exactly
each
right,
other
Trevor.
for what reason? And we were different people. We were young.
Yeah.
We were.
And Bellis, Ivor Bellis was the same. Ivor Bellis was always
Bellis, I remember Bellis.
Yeah, Ivor Bellis, who was in the room opposite. Oh, he's a really nice lad, but he was always the one in the front of doing things wrong. And you know, whenever there was some mischief coming up, somebody getting thrown out of a bloody window, or whatever, he was always there in the front for exactly the same reason. He wanted to work his ticket and didn't want to have to pay to get out. And so somebody had the bright idea of seeing if the lockers would slide down the stairs. Oh, seeing if the lockers would slide down the stairs. God, I can't remember why or who. And Ivor was the one who volunteered to get in the locker to see if it could go down the stairs with a body in, which of course it could. And as it reached the bottom and it kind of tippled over, in walked Flight Lieutenant Marshall. Opened the bloody door, up popped Ivor Bellis. And I don't know how long after that he left, but he was like Jimmy, he just wanted to work his ticket.
Yeah.
Hey, Peter, what memories have you got, mate?
He's got a bloody memory.
Just remember the Conrad ship and all that lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I remember. I remember you were in the opposite bed to me, just to my right, I think. And Nigel Lee was next to you, wasn't he? Left. Was Nigel Lee next to you, Peter?
He was on my left.
Terry,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Right.
you're right, and that's your left.
Shut up. Yeah, well, I'm talking to you back to front. But Peter, was Nigel on your left or your right?
On my right.
Yeah.
This one.
Okay, that one. So do we know where I know we've tried to find a lot of people, Mitch, but did we ever find him?
No, we never did.
He was a London.
The problem is that with there not being any, how can I put it, marriage certificates when we were doing it.
Yeah.
You've got to try and picture, like, for instance, where did Nigel go to? Oh, he went to High Wycombe, right? And 3 years later, he got married. Now, you've got to think, did he marry someone from High Wycombe?
Yeah.
Or did he marry someone from where he was born?
Yeah.
And you've got to make your choice. Now, I'm sure I read something on Facebook about he'd changed trades. He'd retrained. But I could never find anything about it again. So it was just a key. And it's guesswork, on my part, it was mostly guesswork and trying to follow marriage dates and such like. But no, I thought he was maybe in not Ashford, across the other side of the M20. Tundrum, is it Tundrum or
no? Tunbridge or Tunbridge Wells.
Tunbridge.
No, not Tunbridge Wells.
Tunbridge.
Tunbridge.
Another place where the railway goes. No, that's a different place.
It would have been Tunbridge. Probably Tunbridge, mate.
No, it wasn't Tunbridge Wells.
It wasn't Tunbridge. No, there's a Tonbridge and there's a Tunbridge Wells. Yeah.
Who are we talking about now? Jimmy King, I thought we were on, but we're not, are we?
Aye, no. You took it away when you were talking about Bayliss.
Okay. Yeah, Bellis.
Yeah. I mean, another thing, I was
I don't know.
pretty,
Just turn it down a bit.
I was pretty important for about 3 weeks because it got around, especially with the 10 Tours guys, that one Flight Lieutenant Mitchell was my dad's cousin.
Right.
So I got a couple of invites to go up to the Brecon Beacons with others.
Ah, that's why you got your senior boy, is it? It's all right. I'm writing all this down. Mitch.
It's being recorded.
And there was one night, I think it was a Saturday night, my mother and father went to his quarter for dinner, and I was there as well. And I got up to leave, and he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, bed check's at 11 o'clock. Leave that with me." On the phone, "Oh, is that the guard room? Senior boy and Mitchell will be late in."
That's the night you went missing. I remember that night. No.
Yeah.
No.
Graham, question for you. There was you, me, another person. There was always three of us, and then a fourth got added, a different fourth person every time we went up to out on a Saturday night.
The pub.
To Worcester.
It was John Marchant.
Oh.
It was you. It was me, and who the hell was the other one?
It was always somebody different.
John Marchant we took him because he was over 18. And because Mitch will remember this story, we went. It was my 17th birthday, all right, and we went to the Packed Horse in Worcester,
as we always did.
And we went down to the cellar bar because the cellar bar had an open staircase, and of course, back in the 60s, it was the miniskirts, you know. So we all sat down below the open staircase, going, "Oh, what's it?"
Look it up,
you know. And John went to the toilet, and the police came in. And the police sergeant said to John, he said, "Are you over 18, son?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I've got my 1250." And he showed me 1250. That's fine. He said, "Well, see, that means I'm a boy entrant. And if I get caught in here, I'm in trouble." He said, "Okay, son." He said, we won't broadcast it." He said, "Well, there's another three of us in there. We're all 18. You know what that meant?" And the police came in, and they checked everybody else in the bloody bar except for us. We're all, It took me there to get me pissed, right? When we got back to Hereford, I had to carry them off the bloody train.
Oh, God.
What was that on half a pint of shandy?
Non-alcoholic.
The nips were going down well, Terry.
Yeah. So. Just kind of recap for a minute. See, Phil Lindley. My memory of Phil Lindley is he was a gentle giant.
He was.
He had the biggest bloody hands I had ever seen.
Yeah, lovely guy.
Especially when he picked me up with one hand, right, on the neck, and threatened to throw me through the bloody window. You know.
Gentle giant, this was.
Graham, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was from a farming family as well.
He couldn't walk. He couldn't march properly. He used to drive Nobby Hall bloody daft because he used to use left arm, left leg, left.
Yeah.
Remember the night.
Bloody ploughman, you know, sort of thing. And he was, you know, but
I think he was from a farming community.
He was, yeah.
Remember the night the duty boy NCO or whatever they're called walked in, and we were on Phil's bed. 4 of us were playing cards, and 3 others had dropped out during the night. So we all got charged.
Okay.
And we were in Marshall's office, and not one outside the 4 turned around and said, "But sir, I wasn't playing cards." Everybody just stood there and took it.
Yeah, and took it. Yeah.
Anyone remember John Footer, who was going around the billet? So we've lost a few, but we got as far as Adrian Knowles, and then the next one we all remember, of course, is Des Jones, next to Adrian Knowles, and then across from him was John Footer, who is the first. Well, who is actually the first in our billet, but he didn't end up in the first in the roll. Does anyone meet up with him? Or
he was.
I remember the name. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Simon. He was quite a tall guy.
He was the tallest
Yes,
in
he
the flight.
was.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
He
Yeah,
was
I
Dutch.
remember him.
He was very quiet. He had demons. He struggled with demons.
Did
No
he?
one would have actually bloody cared, but it was a bit unusual in those days. I don't even think it was legal. It turns out in the end he was homosexual, and
Okay.
clearly very unhappy. And at one point we thought we were losing him because he said he was going. Now nobody knew he was homosexual, and as I said, it wouldn't have mattered a bloody job. But Ron,
It would have done in those days.
Yes,
yeah, I might
definitely.
be wrong.
Yeah.
Might be wrong.
That was probably the lad's problem.
Yeah.
Today,
He
no
couldn't
problem.
expose it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a very, tall,
How
large,
awful.
strong lad, very
never knew that.
serious-minded. Didn't laugh a great deal, but was a very decent chap. And and Ron Stevenson bumped into him in Maharik or somewhere or other, and more or less at the time where, well, it seems that at that point he left the Air Force. There was some problem, and he was taken off the station and left the Air Force, which has probably got nothing whatever to do with what I said before. But no, he wasn't a happy chappy. But
Do we know how he died, Si?
no, we don't. But somebody does. It'll obviously
Okay.
be Phil,
Okay.
because they contacted either a friend or family.
You said Phil Curtis?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well,
either Phil or
can I
Steve,
just
either
say,
Phil or Ron,
Okay.
who contacted. So they know he died because they spoke with his family. Or his
okay.
friends.
Well, I'll just as an aside, I'll be seeing Phil Curtis and Stu McNaughton before Christmas. We're having a mini 51st
great
Christmas
stuff.
do,
Mm.
just the three of us. If anybody else wants to come,
So that's very inclusive of you.
We're talking.
When are you doing it?
Is this at the
Well, we're-
Beehive
we're-
in? Where the hell was that place we went to with Ron about a dozen? The Beehive.
Can I have a-
Well, just in Huntingdon, we're just
Right.
I mean, Phil lives about 8 miles from me, and Stu's about 20
He's
miles.
in Bedford.
Terry, are you providing
Yeah.
accommodation?
Sorry.
Are you providing accommodation?
Uh,
Be careful how you answer that.
maybe.
Now, Stu, to my great disappointment, who was revelling in the last reunion, suddenly had to bloody vanish because something was going on in his property. Have you seen him
Aye,
since?
that was Stuart McNaughton.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, what am I talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, Stu had to leave.
What the hell was
Quick
that about? Which Stu are you talking about? Mike?
Okay. So Stu McNaughton and I spoke to Stu after he had to leave fairly rapidly. You remember, Simon, after the
Yeah. I think it
and
was
he
your
said,
speech. wasn't
Sorry,
it?
guys, gotta go. He had a problem with the property. He rents an apartment, and apparently the gable end was falling down or something. And when he got home, it wasn't as bad as everybody had portrayed it to be. And it's been resolved anyway. And I've spoken to Stu a few times, and he's fine. He's fine. Yeah. Getting older like the rest of us, but he's fine.
I'm getting hungry. I don't need anybody else. I'm bloody starving. I want my
Okay, sort of.
So
What I wanted to say, Graham, before you go, tonight's meeting was all about recollection and this. It wasn't anything more than that.
No.
So if anybody wants to have a proper get together and discuss politics or policies, just let me know.
Trev. Sorry.
Whoa! I just want to give you an update on your finances, right?
Okay.
Just to say, there's been no additional contributions to the 51st group from the 51st group members since the 20th of September. All right.
Balance.
So we've had no money in.
Since I did that last email, basically.
We've had no money in since 20th of September, so nobody's contributed. Okay. At the time of the last meeting, the balance was £1,304.95. Okay, that balance has gone down to £1,219.11. Right, because when we took over the bank account to begin with, there was a balance of £32.53, which wasn't ours. Okay, we've received some more payments from an unknown source, which Sam is aware of, which totaled £119.97. Okay, so we've now managed to transfer some of that money out of our account into the one it should be, and that's why the money has actually gone down to that figure. All right.
Okay.
So we got 1, 2, 1, 9, 11 in the funds at the present time.
Well, were we expecting any more, Graham? Were we expecting any more contributions?
Well, we actually, someone put out a request for people to contribute, people who hadn't been to the reunion to put in so much, etc.
Yeah.
Right. The response was not great. It was from the normal people. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
So I am going to do it again because at the end of the day, everybody should contribute something, even if it's only a bloody pound.
I know, but we can't force it. We can't pester it.
But
We just got
even
to.
if it's only a pound, in my view, that we should put it to them that we don't want anything more than you can afford, but you are getting something. I mean, people read these emails, people go on Facebook, people get something from it, and it can't. It has purposes. The project has purposes, and it has some costs. Not very many, but some costs. So anyway, we'll ask again. We'll just say, we'll chide them, but not that often. We're not going to be boring about it. Just every now and again, we'll say, have you paid your 15 quid?
Do we? Okay. Thanks for that, Graham. Do we want to talk about the Christmas Zoom now, or do we want another meeting to do that?
No, I think another one, because tonight was only going to be the kind of like recollection and
Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we
give us a date. Give us a date, Trev.
Okay, how about towards the end of the month then? Because we were due on the 15th. I moved this. Say the 25th.
25th.
I should add, by the way, that we've had a very nice reaction to this meeting. I mean, the 7 of us. It's absolutely brilliant. As far as I'm concerned, I don't need there to be 10 or 20. It would have been nice to have another couple more, but it's absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love this, whether it's in little snatches like this or otherwise. But Benita Druitt has just come on Facebook and said how wonderful she feels that we're here. She doesn't know how many of us there are. She doesn't know anything about it. She just knows we're here. And Steve's name is being read out. Steve's being remembered. And Steve is one of the people that I very clearly remember. And Ron, of course, is another. And they're more to do with the reunion. Although I knew Steve quite well. He was in the building next to us. I knew him quite well because he was very chatty, very. He just liked people to talk to, and he would grab you if you wanted to talk. He would grab you, and that was it for an hour. But he was always a nice lad. But I thought he'd grown into a really nice chap and a nice family man. Meeting him at the reunions, I enjoyed very much. And Ron, of course, was Ron.
Talking about Steve, here's a question: were you ever on a station and there was another ex-boy there, ex-51st there, and you didn't know about it?
Not know about it. I was on a station with Dave Hocking.
You knew about him, so
I knew about him. Yeah, but
the reason I ask is that it wasn't until the reunion started that I found out that Steve was in Steamer Point, Aden,
Right.
and I was at HQ, and I never the two.
And you didn't even you didn't pass in the NAFI or in the mess or anywhere. You just never met each other.
No, we never knew anything about it.
No.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
Graham, you wanted to go for your
No, just I was saying actually.
Peter, have you said anything, Peter?
I just thought we were going to do something.
Did Peter say anything?
Peter's happy as it
I'm
is.
still waiting for those photos and the video.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. Don't bother talking. Sorry, old chap. I will do that. Bloody hell!
I'm still waiting to see
Woke him
Terry
up.
on the video.
Now you woke him up, you had it.
Yeah. Oh, God, I think of you every now and again. I see your name,
Graham,
and I think,
Graham.
oh shoot! I keep sending those back. I've got about hundreds of us.
Graham, we speak louder, we can.
Are we going for the 25th?
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah. There is a bit to think about. I mean, one of the
everybody
things
happy about that. So
Yeah.
tonight was just going to be
it's just this.
that armistice.
And I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Trevor, guys, can we confirm the date of the general Zoom Christmas meeting?
Yeah, it was going to be the 17th.
17th.
Yeah.
Simon, will you go out and tell all the guys that, please?
Yep. In fact, the email I sent out a couple of days ago says this is the first of a couple of things, and this is what we want.
And don't forget, the links never change. But if I always send it out anyway.
Okay.
So I saw that it wasn't printed in the newsletter, so he needs just the link or tell everybody what the ID.
I actually
is.
realized I hadn't done that, and so I sent one out afterwards, which you'll find on your email. And around 30 odd people have seen it, and it was also in Facebook, so I put it into Facebook. So the link is there, but you're quite right.
But it won't change. I mean, it's the same link all the time. So if anybody, has it, which they will, Peter, where's Peter? He's gone. Because he said he didn't have the link, and I said I will send it out anyway. Peter, it doesn't matter if you don't have the link. I send it out anyway. So,
Simon, you are fined 1 bottle of port.
Yeah, pay up.
Pay up.
Why?
We're not putting the link in.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, I was put on Jankers last time for not being here. I couldn't get any bloody signal. No Wi-Fi. I got a month's Jankers.
Yeah.
Okay. Terry, go ahead.
Sorry. So we're not going to talk about any business now because this.
Not tonight. It wasn't. It was never meant to be.
No, absolutely, and that's and I love it, and I'm
for respect. Yeah.
So pleased we've done what we've done, and talked about the boys.
Yeah.
On the 25th of November, at our next group meeting, we need to discuss a few things about next year and following years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it is a working group meeting. It's not an open meeting. We don't hide anything.
No, just the team.
But we certainly will. We're doing it for everybody's benefit, so we will tell them what we discuss.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always broadcast, so it's not a matter of saying things that we don't want anybody to say.
No.
If anybody wants to join, they're welcome to join, but it's not like open up, because it's harder to discuss little things when we have 20 people around.
Well, they're not up to speed. They weren't at the last discussion. They're not up to speed. We have to explain.
No, exactly. So when we have the general one, we tell everybody what.
Yeah.
It's for everybody's benefit. It's not just for the working group. And
Trev, you're absolutely right. So what we talk about on the 25th of November, we will broadcast when we have.
That's right.
Okay. My final thing is: did you all see Ray Wilkinson's email?
Yes. We discussed it earlier on, but he has done this before.
Because Ray comes and goes. He blows hot and cold.
I know. He's been, him and Chris, his wife, have been through a bit of a rough time.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And you know what? It's like I'm going to be speaking to Ray tomorrow about something else anyway, completely devoid of buoyantry stuff. But I'll test the water tomorrow and say, stop it and come back in.
Yeah, we always welcome his views anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah.
One more thing before we go.
Yes, Graham.
We're going to reconvene on the 25th of November.
Yeah.
The night before is a very important date.
Oh dear.
It's my wife's birthday.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
The day before, you said, or the day on the day?
The 24th. So I'll be happy to accept any cards.
Brilliant.
Monetary donations.
Okay.
Bottles of scotch.
And what does she drink?
Anything.
This is barrel we're talking about. That's not very nice.
Okay, guys. Anyway.
Well, will you have a cake and we can all do a happy birthday?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll do that for you. No problem.
Would you?
Yeah,
okay.
Right. Yeah.
Don't tell her.
Yeah.
I liked it when we had cake at the reunion.
Yeah, exactly.
Last time.
Don't tell her, but you can pass a slice around a digital slice around everybody.
No problem.
Okay.
Anyway.
Nice. Thanks for that. Okay.
Right. That's it then.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining.
I really did enjoy this, and I hope everybody.
Hey, listen, have you all had your boosters?
Yeah.
Raymond Ward, have you had your booster, mate?
Yeah, I had my booster. Yeah.
And your flu? And we've all had our flu jab?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
I've had my
Right.
2 flu jabs, and my booster is due 6 months later, which is the 30th of November. And I went over to see them about it, and they said, "Well, whilst you're here, sit down," and gave me a flu jab and another bloody jab. What's the bronchitis
Hey,
or some bloody?
And do you know what I say? What more can we do? Let's get back to normal as normal.
Yes,
as we can.
yes.
I think it is remarkably normal. I've just come back from England, and it did.
Is that Mitch's normal?
And Ray, very quickly. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
I see you booked the caravan park.
Yes.
And you're in good company. You've got a couple more, at least Russells with you, and of course we'll see Peter for the first time, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Okay, buddy. Take care, guys.
Okay.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Great to see you. Great to see you.
Okay then, guys.
Bye for now.
Bye now.
Bye.
Yeah.
Graham, just 1 minute. Can you stay on?